it makes me really happy when the work that is for me can translate into something that is for the world. And a lot of the time, my first drafts are for me, and my second drafts are for the world.
So you mentioned your publishing house. Is that what you're gonna do full-time focus on after you graduate?
Absolutely, yeah. I really want to do that. And I do feel confident that that is the way things are going to go for me. I'm really excited to spend time working on that. I'm also really excited to have time to sit with my family and kind of take a break after all of this, because my university time it's been through the pandemic, it's been through a lot of travels and a lot of things. So I'm excited to just go home and sit down and be able to work in this way.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, how's learning or studying at OCAD help you become a writer? Do you think it's very helpful?
It's really helped me. It made the difference of, I'd written things that were impactful to me, and I think in high school it's just kind of, you get points for being creative, and it's like, wow, you were creative, A+. Like, wow, you finished this piece, you wrote something, you painted something, A+. Great job. Round of applause. And then when I got to OCAD and I got my first feedback on a piece, it took me a second, because I was like, but I did it. But I created something, because my whole life it was just, I created something 100%. But getting to OCAD really gave me the feedback that I needed to not just write, but to be a writer. And not even just the feedback, but the habits and everything. I don't even really believe in the concept of what it takes to be a writer. I think if what it takes is true, what it takes is listening to other writers and conversation and the wonderful people that I've met here, the wonderful professors and voices that have given me this feedback. And I think that coming to OCAD hasn't even really given what a usual education experience would give, but has entered me into a community that allows me to do that and has given me the ability to talk to other writers.
You mentioned the community, really. Do you have anyone that always be your first reader? Do you share, you have a first reader, you write something, you share with someone to rate with you or edit it with you?
That would be helpful. That would be helpful.
Yeah.
I think that it depends on the piece for me. There's no one person that I go to. It really depends on the piece. And a lot of the time, I'll go to the first person that I think would like it, which is, I've been trying to challenge myself and go to the first person that I think wouldn't like it.
Wow.
So I've been trying to challenge myself in that way, because the way that I've usually done it is go to the person that I think would like it. They're like, it's great, oh my God, good job. It gives me the confidence, and then I go to other people, and then I get more feedback.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to jump to that point, and not feel the immediate fear and rejection that comes in that.
Wow.
I think there's, Claire from our program.
Claire was on our show the first season,
She's a genius. And
of course,
I think that over the last year, I've taken a lot of my pieces to her first. And that's been really exciting. I think I worked on the Pulse board last year, and a lot of the people on that board are the people that I will go to look over my pieces.
Wow. Amazing. Where are you at this moment for your writing career, you think?
I think I'm really, with Petal Projections and everything, I feel very happy with what I've done there, and I'm really excited to start looking at other ways of exploring other people's work, but also with my own work. I think I'm at a point where everything is coming together in the nicest way possible of I'm really taking this thesis opportunity and bringing it to the point of having completed something that is a larger project. I've done a lot of small projects. I'm really excited. Every time I get the inspiration to write, it's so exciting for me. It's like the best. It's like, oh, I've been waiting for so long for this to strike. Like, I'm so excited. But I think I'm finally at the point where I don't have to wait for inspiration to strike, and that's really
so
made
now
me
it's
happy.
a hobby already.
Yeah.
How long took you to get there?
So long. So
4
long.
years, 5 years?
I mean, I knew I wanted to be a writer when I was 4. So
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Like, with like intentionally practicing, I think it's been my time at OCAD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned that, let's talk a little bit about your writing progress, okay? Because I feel like the hobby is definitely going to fit into it and everything. Like, do you have like a particular thing that you do for writing? Like, some people will like listen to music, or they write every day. They only write in the morning, write at night. Do you have anything special for your writing hobbies?
I clean my room.
In the room, it's about a space.
Yeah, cleaning my room really helps. That gets me in the best mindset, because it'll be like everything's wrong, and then I look around and I'm like, everything is wrong. Rearrange. Now I'm ready. The writing every day thing I did over the summer, and it really helped me to just. I feel like I'm writing in my head constantly, and things just don't get out. So getting the things out and not letting them be ideas that float away eventually is really nice, because then I can go, oh, I think I wrote about this. If I'm like struggling mid-project, I go, oh, I wrote about this. And I search that word, and then I find it, and then I go, there we go. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you write by pen or computer? Which do you prefer the most?
I prefer my computer.
My computer. Do you listen to music when you write?
I do. If I'm working on a project with characters, I like to put together, or like even any kind of world building, I like to put together a playlist and just kind of listen through that while I work on that piece. When I'm just kind of getting my ideas out, I don't really listen to music. I'll be sitting with my family on my phone typing, or if I'm scrolling on Twitter or Instagram and something inspires me, I'm immediately going to my notes app, and it'll do something strange to my productivity, where if I have a schedule of things and I'm in my apartment and I say I have to work on this tonight, and if I get that inspiration, I am sitting down and I am writing this until I am done writing it. Like, it is nothing else can like stop me from doing it, because it's like, if I don't get this out now, this itch in my brain. Yeah.
Of course. For the thesis you're writing right now, the Dream Diary you mentioned, if there's any, like, do you listen to any music to particularly for that project?
I have a playlist going now that's only about like 4 songs, but I'm building on it, because every time I add something that only like 89% applies and doesn't 100% apply, I'm like, no.
So can I see the playlist?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm very nosy here. I always want to know what the writers are doing with their music.
Can I let you know, I just got a notification that the new magazines have been shipped.
Yes.
Okay.
You're really patient with all those working you're one person. You're doing it all.
I have a couple of people helping me through the editorial process.
I see.
But I love putting everything together and doing all of the organization of it. I just love it so much. And I know eventually, I guess for Petal Projections, eventually I want to get to the point where I have people that I can give that to.
Of course, because it's a more communal thing you're doing. So, of course, it's for the communities.
Yeah. This is the Dream Diary playlist so far.
So it's My Love, My Oh My, Mitsuki. Dream Suite in the C major. Okay, blue here. It's nice to have a friend.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can you screenshot this and send to us?
Of course, yeah.
We would love to share this with our
Absolutely.
audience to see that. It's very interesting to see that because, you know, there was like a one fan fiction that I really loved when I was back in my like 10s. And then this writer, when she shipped out her fan fiction book, that she insert all this music playlist.
Oh, that's so cool.
For people.
Yeah.
And then I just found all of them and listening and while I'm reading it. It was such a great experience. Maybe you can put that into your project as well.
Yeah.
And then you can have people scan the QR code or something.
That would be so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, reading your book and also listen to the music at the same time. Oh, it would be amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. Also, just go back to your writing process and everything that you mentioned about the space. Is the space for your writing very important?
I think the space for finalizing things is important. The space for I'm finishing this and it's done and it's out in the world. That's very important. The drafting, I can be anything.
But let me ask you this. When is the moment you know that you're finished, you're done? With the work? Because, you know, sometimes the editorial process can be like going forever. When is the moment you were like, okay, good, let's go. Let's move on, let's publish, let's throw this out to the world?
In an ideal situation, it's just, it clicks and then you're like, this is done. And I can't even explain it. It's just like a brain chemistry moment of like, I'm satisfied. Everything is really happy. I feel bliss. This is done. And other times it goes through that editorial process, and then there's something powerful to me about, there's this editing phrase, kill your darlings.
We were just talking about it with Catherine, last week.
Yeah.
It was so hard.
It's hard, yeah. But I think once in a bigger project, in like a story-based project, anything, once I've killed all of my darlings and seen all of the different ways that a thing can be, and I know that I've done that, then I know that I've made the piece the best it can be.
Wow.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So with your draft, are you the person that you write it all and then go back to editing, or you add it as you go? What kind of happy you are?
I think I have to write it all and then go back.
You have to let it all out,
which is hard for me with the graphic novel right now, for sure, because I don't want to draw everything out and then be like, no.
So you go back. And
so I've been doing it kind of section by section for this, because it's very I think it's easier to write the whole thing and go back when it's a matter of a couple of pages, or a couple of paragraphs even. But when it's a matter of a lot of pages, I've been sectioning this in my head the whole time, so I feel like I'm doing the same thing.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you.
When will you feel like you are at your best? For example, your graphic novel. Do you think you'll finish it on time?
I think so. Like, I know that I am a very ambitious person, but
I think we all are.
But I really take pride in that, and I feel like I have reason to be ambitious, because I get a lot of things done. And it's beyond my belief sometimes of, like, I don't know, like, I'll stay up all night, or I'll stay up for 2 nights and I'll do everything. And then I come out of it later and I go, I don't know how she did that. But I think I do that. I think someone told me while we were working on Pulse last year, one of my good friends, she came to me and she was like, you are a bit of a control freak, but you have the right to be, because control is good the way that you do it. And I was like, yes.
I know. I know.
And she was like, but if you weren't a control freak, everything would be bad. And that she said that it like applies to the way that I work on my own writing, especially. It's like, she was like, I have full faith that you can be a control freak and deserve it.
I also have this question, but after talking to you for a while, what is holding you? What is driving you, Reem, here, that you keep going? what is the thing that in the back of your brain holding you to push everything further?
I think myself.
Yourself.
It's not even myself in like a proving a point way, or like I just want to do it to say I did it. It's like I know how much joy this brings me, and I know that there is no other way. This is so dramatic. This is so Shakespearean. There's no other way that I can live other than doing what I'm doing now and being a writer and getting all of this out into the world, or getting all of this out for myself. Like this is like a fact of existence for me. And it pushes me because I know if I'm not writing, then I'm not in a great place. Some artists will say like, I have to be sad to write. Like I don't write good stuff unless I'm depressed. And I can't do that. Like writing to me, if I'm in a practice of constantly creating, I'm happy through anything. And if I have that writer voice in the back of my head overlooking everything, then that gives me comfort. That gives me faith.
Give you faith in yourself, I guess. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to ask you a theory of a question here that people can know you a little bit better. Okay. The first question I want to ask you is, in your writing creations, own Petal Projection, your own publishing company as a writer, have you encountered any challenges? It's not easy.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I've encountered is waiting for inspiration to strike and getting into the habit of writing and the practice of writing. And I think that a lot of the time something that challenged me was external opinions, for sure. I had a fear of bringing certain pieces to my parents or my sisters or to my friends because I didn't want them to look at me differently in any kind of way. And I was sort of scared of what people thought of me. And I wanted to please everybody with everything I said. And that's just not possible ever on this earth. And I have one friend who I grew up with. We've known each other since we were both in preschool, and we went through all of school together. And I remember sharing a piece with her. Like, I think every time I share a piece with her that's very personal, she cries on the spot reading it. And I didn't understand it for a long time. And she said something that was like, no wonder you're depressed. You have to you're forced to think about this all the time for school. And I was like, that's not what this is at all. When I'm sharing something like this, when I create something, this is this little proud thing. This thing I'm proud of that I'm holding, and it's like, look, this is great. And that kind of opinion has been a deterrent for me for a long time of sharing work.
Do you think this fear is actually resolved? You don't have these fears anymore?
No, I don't think I think it's one of those things that will be in my head for a very long time that I will have to actively have a conversation with every time I create something. So just kind of saying, like, again, like you were saying earlier, like, thank you for everything you've done, for protecting me, but right now, like, this is good for me. Like, thank you.
Other people, how they know us is also based on how they know about the world. What if I tell you that me actually not exist in your world? Like, the knowledge you know about me is all based on the knowledge you know in your head. The whole world is about projections. We're actually not existing for each other. My goal is I try to really not using my projection and my world view to analyzing other people. but it's very hard to do. Right? For example, if I don't know anything about Korean culture and there was a Korean person standing in front of me, then how I, behave, right? So it's similar to our work. Sometimes it is a fiction, but people take it personal, especially people who know us. They really worried. They were like, you experienced this? No, I made this up. But what make you make this up then? Right? They will say things like this. But I feel people need to know that for creators, we creating is we live as we observe things in a very different perspective, different way. The other day I wrote about a piece. It's not my own experience. It's me. I'm on the streetcar and overheard a conversation and I wrote about it. But people always assume that we are the person actually experiences this. This is very hard. This is very hard for people who jump out of the thing about their work, right? But I always tell myself, or I share with other people like that, I don't care about what other people think is because they don't know anything about me. Even my parents.
Like, I am the expert on me.
So it turns the focus back to myself, and I question myself, do I even know myself then? And maybe I don't, so I go back to studying about myself. That's why people's like, mind your own business. That's what the business is about, is to learn about ourselves.
I love that.
So I always tell people, I'm just going to only mind about my own business. I don't know you, right? Really. I will be so honest with you. I don't know who you are. But because I don't know who you are, you have all the space here and the right to show me who you are. That's your right. If you only want to show me one side of you, I accept it. But I also acknowledge that you have all the other side. So I think this is how hard for writers, right? Like especially when you show your work to people. That's why I never show my writing to my parents. First of all, right? First of all, they can't read a word in English. They don't speak a word in English. Oh, I lied. They speak hi, hello, bye bye, and fat. That's all they say. But like so I also don't show them that. Like I know that because they cannot remove the projection, the knowledge they already have about me. And then to read into the stories. But it's also fun for people who know you and read your story and know what you experience. They're like, oh, this is amazing. So but every single time when I read your work, I felt personal. Personal is not a way that I see you as I see myself. See, this is my projection. I project myself into your work, but I appreciate that there is a space for me that I'm even able to do that because there's so many work in the world that I can't do that. I don't know a white girl like cheerleaders in a high school. I can't, what is that? But I know the AI that you talk about, the one who yell at the pillows, the one who say, I love you during sex, like I know that. So it's amazing how the space that you create there.
Thank you.
No, you're an amazing writer. I want to let you know this.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
I'm going to ask you this question here.
Okay.
What are always people surprised to learn about you?
Okay, this was my Tinder bio for a long time.
Okay.
And it was
Tinder
just,
bio,
really? Here's 3 random facts about me. I'm insanely good at Tetris.
Okay.
I'm really good at it. I think the highest score you can get is like 999,999.
And you got that.
I'm at like 500, and it's like 500. No. And
Okay.
I'm insanely good at it. I use that as like a party trick. It's fun. The second thing, there are 3 people on this earth that have my initials tattooed on their asses.
Oh my God.
Yes. I used to do like stick and poke tattoos for people when I was like way too young to be doing that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how it started, but I think I did it to one of my friends once, and she was like very excited about it and was like, wow, look, Reem. And then 2 other people that I know were like, I want this. So yeah.
What's the third one?
The third one, I'm trying to remember. Oh no.
You forgot?
What if I list 3 things? Okay. Tetris, initials. Man.
It will come back to us.
It'll come
don't
back to me.
But what is the most surprising people will learn you as a writer?
Oh, as a writer.
No, that's the second part. No,
Okay,
the first question is about you.
Scared.
Yeah, no. The first question is about you. The second question is about writer. Yeah.
You're like waiting for me to
No.
talk about like
No.
writing, and I'm like, and then I initialed this person.
No. That's just another question there.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank God. Whew. Surprised as a writer. I guess that I don't really, my writing journey of like everything that I've written has not been very like traditional. There's one published fan fiction online that I wrote with one of my friends ages ago, and it is still online, and it's like a completed 40 chapter book.
Oh my God.
From when I was like 12. And it's
You were
because
12?
I was 12.
Hey, my first fan fiction I published is like what? It was only 8 chapters, and then when I was 19. Okay, that's not fair. You were 12.
No, but because I was 12, it
Wow.
was much more embarrassing. Like,
It's not.
honestly, I read it and I'm like, this is cute. Like,
Must be
yeah.
cute.
Yeah. So my roommate recently read all of it, and she'll randomly bring up like pieces of it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I forgot about this.
I want to read it. Can you send it to
Yeah,
me?
absolutely.
I won't share with the audience, but like let me read it.
I'm comfortable. Honestly, I'm okay with, like, they won't be able to find it. That's a challenge. But it was, do you know the YouTubers Dan and Phil? I talked about this,
No,
like,
I don't.
they're YouTubers, and then everyone was like briefly obsessed with them, and
Can you quickly Google it for me? Let me see their face.
And I can show you a picture of me meeting them if you want.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
You met them?
It's crazy. If I scroll to, I know that I just have to go to the very start of my camera roll because I was so young.
So you wrote fan fiction about
this
them?
is really embarrassing. I'll show you this picture.
Is a gay story? Oh my God, I love those.
So this is me meeting them when I was,
Wow.
I know.
Can you zoom to it?
I'll send you this picture.
Okay, we'll send a picture later. You're so cute. You look totally different.
I know.
So you wrote them as a couple?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah, I know that. Okay,
yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, I did. And but the premise for the story was actually crazy. And my roommate today, she was like, you have to talk about this fan fiction in the interview. And
Yes.
so this is for Sophie.
I asked the right question. Yes, thank you, Sophie.
So basically, it was a really innovative concept for being 12. Not innovative, it's just kind of like, why would you write that? But the concept is Phil.
Did they sleep with each other?
One of the guys, I didn't write that,
Oh,
no.
okay.
But one of the guys, my parents looked at my sister and my mom looked at my Wattpad to check what I know.
Check your Wattpad.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because they were very strict about like phone monitoring and everything when I was younger. So the concept was Phil gets mad at a breakup with some random guy. He breaks his phone. He's angry. He's crying. He goes to the Apple store in the mall and he says, I need a new phone. But while he's walking there, he sees a cute guy and he's like, wow, who's that? It's Dan Howell. And spoiler. And then he goes to the Apple store or whatever. And while that's happening, Dan, he goes, oh my God, is that Phil Lester, famous YouTuber? I'm obsessed with him. He runs into a psychic witch woman and she says, well, do you want to be with him? And he says, yes. And what happens, you're not ready. What happens is she shrinks Dan and then puts him inside Phil Lester's phone. And then what he does while he's inside the phone is he switches the Siri to British male. And then he talks to him directly, and then they fall in love. Thank you.
It's really an idea,
I know.
actually. It's amazing. You were 12. Oh, wow. You were already very good at word building when you're 12 years old. It's amazing. It's actually on the Wattpad.
It is, yeah.
Okay, you need to send me the link.
I will.
really want to read this now. Okay, here's the thing I want to ask you. Let's imagine that you finish your thesis already.
Yes.
The grade 6 down. Okay. Tell me, what is your ideal of the perfect day?
Perfect day.
Everything that's
Okay.
ideal for you. Just dream big.
Okay.
Don't limit it.
I think to me, and I'm trying to think in the mindset of having done the semester, having graduated, and getting all of this done, and it's actually bringing me like so much comfort to think that way. But I really love learning. So that's something I have a bit of fear for when this ends, is I'm constantly learning. I've always taken a summer semester just because I want to.
Same here.
So an ideal day for me is waking up, drinking Earl Grey tea. I want to see family. I want to talk to family. I want to talk to friends. I'm a very extroverted person. I get my energy through the people that I love. And I want to learn. I want to learn something new all the time, no matter what it is. And then I want to write about it. And then I want to have dinner. I want my mom to cook dinner for me. I love my mom's cooking. Oh my gosh. I want to be with my mom and cook dinner with her. And I want to I don't know, I just love people. And then I think I'm trying to think like morning to evening. And I think that evening I want to just have time with myself to enjoy. And you said anything, so I'm in a palace right now. I'm like enjoying myself, but not even, just like a comfortable, clean, nice environment where everything is in order and everything is relaxing, and I've lit incense and it's just a nice like jasmine smell in the room, and I can just like get into the covers and be happy.
Remember everything you told me here, okay? And maybe they can be part of your dream journal.
Maybe, yeah.
And replace that you want to, remove the want to.
I will. Yeah.
Put them all in the present tense as your last chapter of your dream journal, and one day it will come true. I manifest it for you.
Yes, thank you.
I think what I learned, like a surprise to learn about you as a person, also as a writer, is, you know what, first when I met you, you were beautiful, you were stunning, you were gorgeous.
Thank you.
And then the moment that you start talking and I start reading your work, I realized how powerful person you are. You need to believe that you have the power. You're going to change a lot of people's, their narrative to the world, and also bring the lights to people's life.
Thank you so much.
Last question. Why do you write?
Something you said earlier really moved me, that when you were talking about how you find space in my writing, that's why I write. I want to make space for people. I love to host. I love to have. I love when people are over and I make them dinner. I love when I write a piece and someone can put themselves in it. It's all the same act to me. I really love that.
There is only two other people that I found space in their work. First is Mia. Remember Mia?
Yes. Amazing.
And Hannah. And then you. Thank you.
Yeah, they're both geniuses.
Yeah.
Love them so much.
Yeah. So
yes,
please keep on writing. Keep writing. Keep pushing it forward. One day maybe I will join you.
Please, yes.
When I'm not that busy, I will.
Please,
thank you. I promise. And all the best, Reem.
Thank you so
maybe
much.
I pronounced your name very wrong at the beginning.
No,
I'm
that's okay.
sorry
That's
about
okay.
that.
That's okay.
eh.
It's hard, don't worry. It's actually in Arabic, the R sound is r, like you have to roll it. So like,
Okay.
don't worry,
Well,
nobody's doing
I
it.
don't have the R sound.
Yeah.
But thank you again for coming
Thank
to the Kaleidoscope.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yay.